Welcome to a brand new podcast. And again, this is the Oracle 19. And my name is Greatness. I'd like to thank you guys for continuing supporting the machine and passing the word along. We expanded to different countries. I believe about 18 to, 19 countries right now. So again, thank you guys for spreading the word worldwide. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. There we have a whole wide range of products, from clothing, house products, jewelry, accessories. So support www.evolutionoflondon.com. And again, we will have our second website reinstalled. We're just doing some maintenance with www.evolutionoflondon.org. So that will be ready again with more products on there. So look for about a week or two. So check that out, evolutionoflondon.org. Shop at www.Royalty9 International. That's the company. They have luxury candles, scented as well as unscented luxury candles, frankincense, jasmine, rose, peppermint. So check out their website, www.royalty9international.com. Support Mr. Will. He's a fitness consultant for over 15 years. You can shop or you can email him if you want to book a consultation. That's Willie's Fitness 99 at gmail.com. That's Willie's, WILLYZ, Fitness 99 at gmail.com. And also you can support his merchandise, www.wjaccessories.com. Again, www.wjaccessories.com. Custom clothing, accessories, and digital products. So definitely support his brand. Music by Cheap Limousine. Cheap Limousine channel is on YouTube, a whole wide range of beats. And once you go to his YouTube channel, you will find his other social media sites. So support his brand, Cheap Limousine channel. And continue on YouTube. Support Greatness 19 channel on YouTube, a whole wide range of educational videos to open up the third eye, your third eye. So Greatness 19 channel, like, subscribe, and share. And continuing on that YouTube train, support Mr. Evolution of London. It's a health wellness channel, a whole wide range of educational and wellness videos. So like, subscribe, and share to all those three major platforms. That's Cheap Limousine channel, Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London as well. If you want to make a free will offering, do the PayPal account. Evolutionoflondon at gmail.com. Once again, that's evolutionoflondon at gmail.com if you want to make a free will offering. And same email if you have any questions, concerns to the Oracle 19 podcast. So same email, evolutionoflondon at gmail.com. And there's different links to our different merch. You can go to www.linktree www.evolution of London. Different merchandise, definitely to something that you might want to look into. So definitely support that. And then our Patreon channel, www.patreon.com/evolution of London. There is videos that is not posted on YouTube and other digital products and consultant services. So definitely support that also. www.patreon.com/evolution of London. So support that machine as well. The Oracle 19 podcast is on all major platforms. Is on Anchor.fm, Google, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So definitely support that. You can check it out. Subscribe through Spotify to the Oracle 19 podcast. Any other information that I haven't mentioned, you can check out the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, Greatness 19 channel, as well as Mr. Evolution of London. So definitely support it, pass it along, subscribe, make a little free offering, show some love. Now today I'm going to talk about a topic where I give you my perspective. Again, it's my perspective. Might be triggering, but again, you have the option. The beautiful thing, you have an option. You can continue to listen to this podcast, or you can just say bye-bye. So you do have that option. That's the beautiful thing about life. And today we're going to talk about the Brooklyn subway shooter, fact or fiction. As you know, being I'm from BK and here in BK, I give you my perspective on this Brooklyn shooter, subway shooter that occurred not too long ago. Now, again, this shootout was, he shooting, allegedly, occurred in Brooklyn, New York, Kings Highway area, not at the station there, if I'm not mistaken. Part of Brooklyn, actually, that going towards by train is not that far from Coney Island. Not that far from there. But my Brooklynites know where this is located. So I don't have to even get into that. Now, there was a lot of conflicting stories to this situation. Now, as you know, the media like to build things up. Now, the question you have to always ask yourself, do you trust the media in everything they say? Let's start with that. Now, this man that was a lone shooter was 62, 63 years old. Overweight, and allegedly a little bit of a mental illness. Allegedly. Conflicting stories here. Now, the initial reports was, when it first came out, he was 5 feet 5 inches. Conflicting stories. But then we found out he was 6 feet. Strike one. That's a big difference. 5'5" to 6 feet. Okay, so that's phase one. Now, y'all guys do your research and Google these situations and reports, and then you will find out and you come to your own conclusion. Part 2. Now, New York City, as us New Yorkers know, there's cameras everywhere. Inside the subway stations, as old as the stations are, cameras is all over the place. And even though we all could agree, we will see the rats, the roaches, or mostly the rats and the mice, especially the rats, in the subways. There's one thing consistent though. 99.9% of the cameras, they work. As old as the stations are, as dirty as the stations are, as much rats we see running, ripping and running among the train tracks and the platforms, one thing consistent we know. Also, those cameras, the subway station, work. Can I get an amen? There might be exceptions to the rules, but for the most part, 99.9% of the time, those cameras, as I say, they work and they can see you. But this day, strange day, in this particular subway station, if I'm not mistaken, Kings Highway, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, these cameras on this particular day did not work, or is not working order. Okay, let's continue. Now, we all could agree when you leave the subway stations of New York City, we're going to say Brooklyn, New York, there's cameras all over the streets, private as well as city, especially the main streets of New York. There's some cameras out there. Walk with me. I'm just setting it up, and I'm gonna bring it home. But like I said, no cameras was working, and this guy that is 6 feet tall was once 5'5", now 6 feet tall, managed to do the shooting and leave. And nobody knew where this man went. This 6 foot overweight man that we did see pictures of him in like a transit outfit, but he just vanished for over 24 hours in the streets of New York, where cameras is everywhere. And mind you, after the shooting, every law enforcement was looking for him. Local police, federal, FBI included, ATF, ABC 123, you know the drill. Everybody was looking for him. They even throughout the news, major news was bringing up the word terrorist attack, allegedly. They trying to attach the dots. Again, media bringing all different conflicting stories. Now, this 62 or 63-year-old man didn't kill anyone in this shooting. I mean, there was conflicting stories that he had a grenade. And then there was conflicting stories it was just fireworks that caused all of these smoke to materialize in the subway car, and the subways in general. And the man started blasting. Now he was shooting and nobody got killed. Now we know that's great. Great thing, beautiful. Don't wish that on anyone. But this so-called madman did not kill anyone. You know incidences throughout the U.S. where people just go on a mass shooting. These individuals don't miss. There's always someone, unfortunately, getting killed. Now, walk with me here. I'm not definitely condoning this. Excuse me for the little tongue-tied here, but you understand where I'm coming from. So, no one was killed. And then also, this man was sloppy. He left his credit card, keys at the scene of the crime. Now, you say this guy was dumb and sloppy. I have to question that. If he's going to do something crazy, how in the world he going to leave his credit card and keys at the scene? And then here's the next thing. There's not much family history about this man. He lived in different states. I heard Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. This guy traveled around. Where? Who? How? Why? Why? We don't know much about his history. We just know some YouTube videos and YouTube videos that don't give so much details about him per se. So these bring up red flags to me. Is this fact or fiction? Now, what do I mean? Now, government, we know, have a history of, and I'm not saying this was government affiliate, but the question you have to ask yourself, we have heard stories throughout history that government implements certain things to bring in new laws and regulations and justify why we got to implement new laws and regulations, and especially what's going on in New York City. So, is this fact or fiction? Something you have to decide. Now, allegedly, the government, FBI, been checking this guy out, I believe, 3 to 4 years ago. Then stopped. Again, why? How come? Just something to think about. And then it was stories that he was basically a nomad, like homeless, just moving around from place to place, as I mentioned. And I just question that, you know, how this guy move around. And we don't know too much about him. Now, he also was in a town called Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Now, I'm going to get a little deeper here. Moon Town, Moon Township, Pennsylvania. Moon, Moon, like the moon in the sky. Township, PA, Pennsylvania. And you know what goes on in that town? There's military bases. They call them military mock exercises or disaster exercises, which in that town they have military bases, and you can look up, it is confirmed military bases there. And this was in the Times in 2008, talking about in Moon Township, PA, military bases there. They're doing military exercise on disasters and such as what went down in Brooklyn and other disasters, which they do little exercises to prepare military training for the military, I should say, to be aware and to handle these situations. And he was there in that town. How in the world he's just going to be in that town? Just saying. Now, do you believe in MK Ultra? Do you believe in MK Ultra? Mind control. Just in the short form. Allegedly, what the military do with civilians or other military people. Performing MK Ultra. I'm gonna let you read up on that. And again, this is allegedly. Conspiracy theorist information. It doesn't really mean a pot of beans. What do I know? I'm just saying, is it fact or fiction? But this man was in this town allegedly. I'll put it like that. But you have to do your own research. And tying it all together, he arrived in Brooklyn, New York, did this heinous crime, and after the fact, left the subway station. I thought he would personally go back to PA or Milwaukee or somewhere. But guess what? No. He didn't do that. He walked around the streets of New York like nothing happened. Just walking around. And someone took a picture of him, sent it to the police, and it was an easy collar, meaning arrest. So, this guy, say 62, 63 years old, overweight, can't move. You see him walk. He walk with a limp. So he did this crime, left the subway station. Nobody, with all the cameras all over Brooklyn, the main streets especially, no one could find him. And then let's say 24 hours, 48 hours later in between, they found him just walking around casually in the streets of New York. My question is, if you're doing such a heinous crime like that, and you just walk around, just walk, like nothing happened. And when you look at him, the question you have to ask yourself, again, is it someone that, does he fit that profile of somebody that's doing all of that shooting? Now, again, I know people will say, throw it back at me and say, well, you said in the beginning, Greatness, he had mental illness, and people that's mentally ill, they have erratic behavior, so they could just roam around. That is true. That's why I say allegedly, fact or fiction, for you to decide. I just find it very interesting that this, of the man, his age, who he was, where he was located, where he was, not even, I would say, necessarily living, but the particular town he wound up in, where interesting things occur. Just saying. It's just something for y'all guys to think about. See, in life, not just because the media say something, that don't mean we just 100% dive in and believe. Do your own investigation. Analyze it. See, because there have been a history, we all can agree, within government around the world. I'm going to say around the world. They implement certain things, certain events to trigger the masses so they can implement new laws. Some people would say example A, the world trade. We know after that, new laws, the Patriot Act came flying in. New laws, city, state, and federal, after that event. But again, what do I know? So it's just something for y'all guys to think about. Because in life, you can't necessarily believe everything you hear. You have to do your own investigation. But it won't surprise me after this event, well, this event already occurred, for all of us New Yorkers, especially you black people in New York, new laws will be implemented. Just because we have black politicians and a black mayor and black police commissioner, that doesn't mean new laws will be implemented not favorable for you. And number two, low key, you're going to be treated even more harsh, you black people, especially black men. So the range now, allegedly, will be being racially profiled, will start for you black men, allegedly, from 13 years of age to 65, 70 years old. Don't be surprised. Again, allegedly. What do I know? Like I say. Shooter. Brooklyn subway shooter. Fact or fiction? You decide. You finish your story. Thank you for listening.